What if I told you that there is a way to find meaning in your life, even in the most hopeless situations? That you can choose your attitude towards any circumstance and turn your suffering into a source of growth? That you can discover your true purpose and live a fulfilling life? This is not a fantasy, but a reality. That was lived by Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and a Holocaust survivor. Today, we are going to talk about Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, one of the most influential and inspiring books of the 20th century. Writer shares his incredible story of surviving Nazi concentration camps and how he developed his psychotherapeutic method called Logotherapy, which is based on the idea that man's primary motivation is to find meaning in life. This book is divided into two parts. The first part is Frankl's account of his experiences in Nazi concentration camps, where he witnessed and endured unimaginable horrors and suffering. The second part is an introduction to his theory of logotherapy. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, take a moment now before you dive into the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Experiences in a concentration camp. The first part of the book is a vivid and harrowing description of Frankl's experiences in 4 different concentration camps, including Auschwitz, where he arrived in 1944. He tells us how he and his fellow prisoners were stripped of everything they had, from their clothes and belongings, to their names and identities, to their dignity and humanity. He explains how the prisoners went through 3 psychological phases. The shock phase, when they first arrived at the camp and faced the brutal reality of their situation. The apathy phase, when they became numb and indifferent to their surroundings and lost their emotions and values. And the liberation phase, when they were freed from the camp but faced the challenge of readjusting to normal life. Frankl also reveals how he managed to survive and preserve his sanity by finding meaning in his suffering, by holding on to his work and his love, and by choosing his attitude. He says that he often imagined himself giving lectures on his experiences or conversing with his wife, who he did not know was already dead. He also says that he never gave up hope and that he always believed that there was a reason for his existence. He gives us many examples of how other prisoners found meaning in their lives, such as by helping each other, by praying, by creating art, by dreaming, or by humor. He also shows us how some prisoners lost their meaning and succumbed to despair, suicide, or violence. He concludes this part by saying that his experiences taught him that everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Chapter 2. Logotherapy in a nutshell. The second part of the book is an introduction to Frankl's psychotherapeutic method called Logotherapy, which he developed before and after the war. Logotherapy is based on the premise that man's primary motivation is to find meaning in his life, and that meaning is the key to mental health and happiness. Frankl says that there are 3 ways to find meaning in life: by creating a work or a deed, by experiencing something or someone, or by taking a stand towards unavoidable suffering. He calls these the 3 values of logotherapy: the creative value, the experiential value, and the attitudinal value. He also says that there are 3 sources of meaning in life: the meaning of love, the meaning of work, and the meaning of suffering. He explains how each of these sources can help us find our purpose and fulfill our potential. He also discusses some of the concepts and techniques of logotherapy, such as the existential vacuum, the will to meaning, the neogenic neurosis, the paradoxical intention, and the tragic triad. He illustrates these concepts with case studies and anecdotes from his practice and his life. He ends this part by saying that logotherapy is not a doctrine, but a tool that can help anyone find meaning in their life, and that the meaning of life differs from man to man, from day to day, and from hour to hour. What matters, therefore, is not the meaning of life in general, but rather the specific meaning of a person's life at a given moment. That was the summary of Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, one of the most powerful and profound books ever written. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something valuable from it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more engaging content.